Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany. This is the Brittany React Show, and on this show we talk all things entertainment news and movie news. Today we're going to be going over the Oscar nominations and a lot of the major snubs, mainly Barbie's snub. That seems to be the one that everyone's talking about, and as of a few hours ago, now even Hillary Clinton has to weigh in on this. I mean, this has unraveled into a giant mess that I could not have foreseen coming. Interesting though, I was surprised by the nominations. We're going to talk about them. I'm also going to talk about the new Avatar: The Last Airbender trailer. You guys know I'm very excited for that show. They just dropped a new full-length trailer. We're going to kind of look at it screen by screen, just give you my thoughts a little bit. But that's mainly what we're talking about today. How are you guys doing? Hi Josh, hi Natanya, hi Phoenix Hunter, hi Ebony, hi Georgie, hi Rachel, hi Laura, hi Francisco, hi Cinnamon Roll, hi CD Woods, hi Ajamin, hi Miss Olsen, hi God Zihora, hi Nate, hi Shelly Lee, and thank you to each and every one of you who comes to my show every day. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. Before I even get into the nominations, because I'm sure by now, because it's become such a big deal, you guys have heard about the major snubs and Oscar nomination controversy. I want to know your guys' opinions right off the top. Like, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think Barbie was properly snubbed? Do you think the reaction to it has been too much, or do you think it's been just enough? Do you think they deserved, Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie deserved those nominations, or do you think they're fine just getting nominated as producers, essentially? What are you guys thinking? Okay, Francisco says Margot deserved better. Cheetah Viper, you gotta see Barbie. Come on, guys. Georgie says Barbie was not snubbed. They got nominated for Best Picture. See, this is why I think people feel like they were snubbed. Here's what I think. I actually personally don't think Margot was snubbed. I never thought that Margot was someone I thought just was a slam dunk for a nomination. I thought she was very good in the role, but I didn't think it was an Oscar kind of performance. Neither did I think Ryan Gosling or America Forever really gave an Oscar performance. Honestly, as much as I like the movie, I don't really think anyone particularly gave an Oscar-worthy performance. I just don't think this movie was focused on the performances. But I do think that Greta Gerwig gave an Oscar-worthy directorial performance. Like, I think, for me, I'm more upset that Greta Gerwig didn't get nominated than I am that Margot Robbie didn't get nominated. I thought the fact that she really pulled together this unique creative vision that she had of Barbie World, pulled so many things together and created this huge blockbuster for, women everywhere, but also ones that even some guys can really enjoy too. I thought everything that she achieved with Barbie, with all the records that she passed and how good the movie came out and how much it really impacted culture, I really thought Greta Gerwig deserved an Oscar nomination for that. And she had all the momentum for it. So for her to not get in at this point does tell me that the Oscars basically is just treating Barbie like a Marvel movie. Like they're treating it like another blockbuster that they don't really want to give much awards because it made too much money. Which is kind of sad because I really thought Greta Gerwig deserved it. I'm okay with Margot getting snubbed. That doesn't really bother me as much as I like Margot. I think she's getting her nomination where it's due, and that's producing. But yeah, I thought Greta Gerwig particularly did deserve the Best Director nomination. Now, I don't know about when, but I thought she deserved a nomination. Oh, Nagisa, thank you so much for the super chat. The Oscars don't matter for this generation. We'll see what happens with the ratings this time around. I'm very curious to see what the ratings are going to be like. The ratings for the Emmys were actually really, really low, like super, super low. Now, the ratings for the Golden Globes were high, but I am kind of curious to see if Taylor Swift had an effect since she was there. Since the Emmy ratings were so low, I'm now kind of wondering if Taylor Swift being on the Golden Globes might have actually helped lift those ratings a bit. So I'm kind of curious if the trend continues, if like the Oscar ratings are also low, because obviously Taylor's not getting any nomination or anything, so she probably won't be there. But anyway, yeah, I definitely think the relevancy of the Oscars is waning. Georgie says America's monologue was very cringe. I I thought it was very on the nose, but I don't think it was cringe. I do think she delivered it well, but she's essentially being nominated for one scene, one monologue. And I'm like, I mean, I think if you're going to nominate one actor from Barbie, I think it should have been Margot, just because I think she had the most to do and the most to pull off in this movie. America just has like one good scene, whereas Margot had several good scenes. So I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for America. I have nothing against America. Like, go her. But like, I don't understand that nomination. I'm going to be honest. Josh Loves Movie says the Emmys and Critics' Choice ratings were so bad they both flopped. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Other than all the award shows where Taylor Swift wasn't at, the ratings were really bad. So I'm thinking that trend might continue with the Oscars, so we'll see. Burning Daylighter says, I feel like they did a really bad job at promoting these award shows. That's true. A lot of times you see on social media, people are always like, oh, I didn't know the Oscars were this weekend, or oh, I didn't know the show was tonight. Where are they even promoting this stuff? At this point, I feel like these awards are getting to become so niche. Of course, I have my regular show today with all the slides and everything, but we're just talking. I think these award shows are becoming so niche and so inside baseball and so like for industry people only that it's turning off regular casual viewers, and that's why they're not getting the viewership that they used to. I'm not even just talking about the type of stuff that they nominate. I'm also talking about the fact that the stuff that they do usually nominate, not only is it not stuff that people have not seen, but it's like stuff that people would never have been able to see in the first place, even if they were interested. Like if you ever like trace the path that these movies go on from development to award show, a lot of these art house films now, they go through the award circuits, and then they get to the critics, and then it's awards time. And then maybe it might have played in like a few hundred theaters, maybe, depending on what their distributor was. But like it's not like they're playing wide enough for the majority of people to ever see them. So the only people who are even able to see a lot of these movies by now are industry people and cinephiles who keep up with this stuff, not regular people. So of course I think these award shows are just looking more and more niche, just because the type of stuff that they're nominating is like legitimately is like people can't even find them even if they want to go see them. Like they're just showing them to industry people and critics at this point. Like they're just, I honestly think the divide between what Hollywood likes and what critics like and what audiences want, what audiences is looking for, are just completely different right now. And I think these award shows kind of show that every day. And I think not nominating Greta Gerwig is an example of that. Brandon says, I keep forgetting that Emmys is a thing. I haven't watched TV since like 2019. Wow. Honestly, I find myself only watching TV when there's like a really big hit TV show on, and I feel like everyone's talking about it. Like I checked out Wednesday when people were talking about that. I watched, The Last of Us because I played the game, but I knew that was going to be big, so I knew I was going to watch that regardless. I watched Squid Game because of that sort of thing. But to be honest, if I don't really like, on my daily like life when I'm just bored looking for something to do, I don't gravitate towards a TV show. And if I do, it's usually something I've seen and I'm just watching reruns. So yeah, I don't really watch a ton of new shows. Which is why I don't really talk about them on my show. Jocelyn says, exactly, why don't they nominate things audiences are interested in? Because I think there's a certain, like, okay, the film industry, particularly the celebrities that are part of, upper Hollywood and all that, you have to understand that crowd is very uppity. They're very snobbish, and they think their shit doesn't stink, and they think, only the creme de la creme, according to their own personal taste, can get by. And what I'm saying is, their own personal taste is differing day by day more and more from the casual moviegoer, which is why Hollywood can't make anything people actually want to see anymore, and it's why they keep nominating stuff nobody's seen or cares about. And if it's all part of the same issue, overarching issues that Hollywood has. I keep hearing The Bear is good. I'll watch it. Cheetah Viper says Squid Game was more popular than a lot of current Hollywood movies. It was a thing. Lately, movies aren't a thing. Yeah, I mean, just looking at the kind of movies that are coming out this year, there's actually been a number of articles in the trades about this, how, like, there's not much big movies coming out this year. Like, you've got Joker, Deadpool, Despicable Me, Wicked, I still think that's going to be big, and Dune. But, like, you don't really have much else. Like, it's a lot of small and mid-tier stuff, and lately that stuff just hasn't been doing well. So, I think 2024 could be a bad year for movies. Possibly worse than 2023. Shelley Lee says, because it is about movie snobbery, I am actually okay with that. Shelley Lee, you're okay with the movie snobbery within the industry? I mean, sure, maybe. All I'm saying is, if we want to talk about why these shows are losing relevancy, it's because I think Hollywood has always been a bubble, but I think their bubble is becoming more and more insular, and the two bubbles they're just not touching anymore. I think they're just completely disconnected from each other at this point. But anyway, we gotta actually get into these nominations. We're having a nice discussion up top, though. So let's get into it. So, firstly, not even getting to the Oscars, I did just want to, like, briefly talk about this trailer, because you guys know I'm super excited for this show, super excited for it. And I think Netflix might have done something. Like, I gotta be honest, some of the visuals are a little murky, a little muddy. Not 100% like the cinematography, but I just think that it looks the best I think it possibly could for a live action adaptation, especially since Avatar is something that is so CGI intensive. Like, there's so much that you got to do to really build out this world that's not real. So I understand that to cut corners, obviously the show must have been super expensive visual effects wise, but like overall I still think it looks really good. Let's just get into it. But anyway, we've seen some of this before. I think the fire bending looks super cool. Like, look at how this looks. Again, fire looks pretty decent. Like how it's just coming straight out of their hands, and they're not having to do an entire, martial arts set just to throw out a fireball. So that's nice. Like, just throw a hand out there, the fire comes out, we're good. That's how it should be. Got some Katara. I think Katara still looks good. I like the cast. I'm hopeful about the cast still. I also like how Aang glows. His Avatar state looks a lot better than the movie as well. Who's an Avatar fan in my chat? Who in here is like, oh yeah, I'm into this show, and who here is like, I haven't seen this? Astronomy agrees it looks really good. Ethereal Dragon agrees it looks better than the movie. Yeah. Josh also agrees. So we're all agreeing this looks better than the movie. I mean, the bar's in hell. Let's be real, the bar's in hell. But I think at least it's looking promising. Again, we got Firelord Ozai. I just like how you can clearly tell which is Fire Nation, which is Earth Nation, which is Water Nation. It's clearly different. I like how they took the time to really differentiate the architecture, it seems, the costumes. I like that. Maybe I'll come around to Azula. I'm still not sure. She's the only one I'm not sure about. She might be a miscast, but I have to see. I do like them. I do like how this looks. This is again when I talk about some of the visual effects, not 100%. Like, you can totally tell they're standing in front of some digital screen here, but I at least like their costumes. I don't know. I'm giving this show a lot of benefit of the doubt just because I want to be positive and hopeful about something. That's really all I'm doing. Okay, I'm seeing everyone in my chat. Everyone's a big Avatar fan, so that's good. Oh, you're not a fan anymore, Blue Gecko Nerd? That's sad. Marla, you've never seen it? Oh, no. Yeah, the original is pretty dope. So far, it looks very faithful, so I'm happy about that. And again, visual effects, for the most part, I think look pretty okay. I like Zuko, too. I don't know how they filmed this. I think there's obviously a line here, digital screen, and then set here in the forefront, I think. Still looks good.
If the world is gonna have any chance, it's gonna need Aang.
I mean, I don't know. I just like the visuals. I think it looks promising. We'll see. I'm not seeing enough of the Hiroshi Warriors for me. Like, I don't know why. I feel like we should be seeing a lot more of them, but they're not really in this trailer much. His ship really looks like how the ship looks in the cartoon. Like, this is exactly how a ship looked in the cartoon. Like, they didn't change a single thing. So, I'm glad that they're paying attention to the details and they're not just trying to do their own thing. Like, I feel if Disney was trying to do an adaptation of this, they probably would have changed the ship design, changed all the designs, changed everything because they want to do their own things, subvert expectations. I'm just happy that Netflix is like, here's the ship you like, here's the designs you like, here are the costumes you like, let's go. Can we just go back to giving people what we want, you know? Shelley Lee is just like, this is cute. I appreciate you appeasing me. Ethereal Dragon says Korra was a disappointment on multiple levels. I still haven't finished Korra. I've gotten through like most of the first season. And I can't. Everyone says it gets really good on season 2. But I just can't make it through the first season. It's so rough. I'm trying. I've tried like twice. Okay, Ethereal Dragon says the Water Tribe needs more of a tan. We'll see. But anyway, I think it just looks good. I'm excited. I like Iroh. There's a weird brownish tint over some of this. I don't know about that, but I'll take it. Just looks like it came straight out of the cartoon. Again, look at some of the firebending. Firebending looks neat, to me at least. Straight out of the show. We got some of Appa. Appa looks nice. At least looks like Sokka's throwing a few jokes. She looks cool. Yeah, I'm into this. I'm so looking forward to this show. I'm like crazy looking forward to it. There's another video here that I just wanted to show you, just kind of showing all of the airbending tricks that we saw in the trailer together. The airbending looks neat. Like, I think the airbending might actually look the coolest out of all of them. But anyway, I'm super looking forward to this. If I could master one of the elements, I would always thought I'd either be an earthbender or a waterbender. I was that kid, in the pool when I was little that was trying to like water bend. You know, some kids tried to be mermaids and I wanted to be a waterbender. But anyway, Josh Loves Movies says, so happy they got Sokka right, showing they care about these characters. Exactly. I just wanted to see Sokka throw one joke, and he has like at least one joke in the trailer. Brandon says, if this sucks, we riot. I know. Oh, the Blue Geico Nerd says, still would have preferred if it was 3D animated. Well, at least we're getting the animated version from the original creator, so that's good. Riss says, no, Korra doesn't get good on season 2. I think you're thinking of season 3. Oh my god, it takes until season 3 until it gets good? I don't know, man. Because I keep hearing, like, there's a certain season you gotta get to in Korra where, like, it really takes off and, like, it gets amazing. But you gotta get through, like, the first bit first. I haven't gotten through the first bit. You guys think I have water bending energy? Nagisa says, this feels like another success like the One Piece live action. I actually think this could be bigger than the One Piece live action. Just because I think this brand might be bigger in the West. So we'll see. Arvin says, I would be a bloodbender mess with me, and I'm gonna mop the floor with you. Oh my god, Arvin, you went straight to bloodbending. Like, can we start with the waterbending basics? But anyway, I think this looks very good. I'm excited for it a lot. So now let's get into the nominations. So, here's who got nominated. Oppenheimer was a clear favorite. I think it's gonna win everything. If it doesn't win Best Picture, I'll be shocked at this point. Poor Things was the second favorite. Of course, it's the freaky art house film that the industry loves. I'm not surprised there. This is one of those movies I'm talking about, by the way, that like 99% of the world has never seen or probably heard of, but the industry and movie people just swear by it. Yeah. Then we have Killers of the Flower Moon, which is the Martin Scorsese film. Barbie, which got 8. That's a lot of nominations, but we're going to talk about some of the snubs in a second. Then Maestro, poor Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper really wanted this to be his year, and it's just not. But it got 7 nominations. The Holdovers got 5. American Fiction 5. Zone of Interest 5. Anatomy of the Fall 5. Napoleon 3. Past Lives 2. And The Creator 2. So these are the movies that got the most amount of nominations. We're going to get into some of the categories. Not all, but some of the categories in a minute. But does any of this surprise does any of this surprise you? Are you surprised Oppenheimer got so many or so few? What do you guys think of this? You only know Barbenheimer and Napoleon. How many of these movies have you guys actually seen? Yeah, I know, Edgeman. We're gonna talk about Spider-Verse in a minute. Suzami. Oh yeah, I forgot Suzami. Yeah, I don't think the audience for the Academy probably have seen that movie. Ellie thinks I give Earthbender vibes. Interesting. Georgie says, I'm not surprised because Oppenheimer was incredibly boring. LOL. Okay. Suzumi Besides the Love Part 1. I've only seen like 2 or 3 of those movies. Seems like most of you guys have not seen the majority of the films nominated here. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Neither have I, to be honest. Usually, this is like a bad year for me. Usually, I try to see every movie that's nominated for Best Picture just to like stay up to date. This year, I did not do that. I've been really lax on my watching award show movies, mainly because I've been so busy watching like the more popular films because I have to cover for my channel. So like to cover those movies and the awards show stuff too, that's like a lot of stuff. Plus some of these movies I just didn't care about, just being honest. So, looking at nominations, Ryan Gosling got a nomination for Barbie for Best Supporting Actor. Not just for I'm Just Ken, but also for Best Supporting Actor. Like, he got a nomination for that individually. Now, I think this is going to go to Robert Downey Jr., which I think is deserved because I really like him. But the fact that Ryan Gosling got nominated, as you see here, America Ferrera got nominated. Again, America Ferrera. I like her. She's nice. But she essentially got nominated for one scene. She got nominated for one scene. One scene. One decent scene. And she got nominated. Okay, so that's fair. She got her Best Supporting Actress nomination. But look who's not nominated. We didn't get Margot Robbie for Best Lead Actress. And no Greta Gerwig for Best Director. So these were some pretty big, shocking omissions. Still, people are crying and complaining about it. The effects of these snubs has not gone away. People are still talking about it. I've already kind of told you guys my thoughts up top. I personally, as much as I really like Margot Robbie, I honestly think her talents in this movie were more as a producer than as an actress. So I'm okay with her getting recognition for producing in the Best Picture category. But I do think Greta Gerwig deserved a Best Director nomination. I do feel like that is a snub. Just for everything that Barbie achieved, and it was significant, not just for women, but for the culture and how much it really like made an impact. I mean, she really pulled off a really difficult concept in like with flying colors. And it was so unique to her, unique vision. This really could have just been any run-of-the-mill blockbuster about a Barbie doll, but she turned it into what it was, and I think only Greta Gerwig could have done that, and I think she deserved a nom for it. I really do. So those are my thoughts. What do you guys think? I'm going to get into some of the reactions in a minute, but what are your thoughts? Cinnamon Roll agrees this feels like snubs. Okay. Natanya says justice for Margot. Oh, Burning Dayliner says America is the Jamie Lee Curtis this year. Oh, don't speak ill of America like that. We like America over here. Thaddeus says, I had no idea Robert was an Oppenheimer, so he should get the award. Have you seen Oppenheimer? Astronomy says, Can't Catch Me Now should get an Oscar nomination. If I'm Just Ken gets one. Well, it's not nominated, so I actually think Billy's probably going to get her second Oscar win. She already has an Oscar for her Bond song. I think she's going to get a second win for her Barbie song. Yeah, Danielle, I agree. Greta Gerwig definitely deserved it. Jonathan says, I'm sad that Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig didn't get nominated in that category. Okay. So it seems like a number of you are sad. Some of you are like okay with it. Oh, Laura B, you think Ryan's was the best of Barbie. Okay. Oh, Red Banana Green says awards are for old people. Interesting. But anyway, some of the other points I wanted to talk about, because the reaction to these snubs has been wild, y'all. I mean, seriously wild. There was a journalist in the LA Times who had to go off on the Academy, basically claiming sexism for Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie not getting nominated. This is what she said, and she's kind of throwing shade to a couple of the other movies that got nominated that are more feminist-based, like Poor Things. So just hear me. Apparently no one in the Academy was actually listening when Ferrera's Gloria delivered her now famous monologue about why it feels impossible to be a woman. Gerwig was nominated alongside her husband, Noah Baumbach, for adapted screenplay, but the irony of her being snubbed again for directing the film that featured the scene is breathtaking. So that's just one take, but there's more. Did too many people, particularly women, enjoy Barbie for it to be considered important enough for Academy voters? Did Margot Robbie not suffer enough? Did Gerwig simply make it look too effortless? Was it just too pink? Those are some of the comments. This isn't even the main comment that I wanted to show you, but there was another comment she made where she was kind of throwing shade at Poor Things, which I haven't seen and I don't think I'm going to, where what's her face? Emma Stone. Where Emma Stone, I think from what I understand, she works at a brothel in that movie as a prostitute. So the LA columnist journalist, she made this statement. She was like, oh, if she had worked in a brothel, would she have gotten more respect? And it's like, she really went in on the Academy, just like totally throwing shade on a number of other nominations and other nominees. A lot of people thought it was uncalled for, too much. I don't know. I just think that, honestly, personally, I thought it was funny. But what do you guys think? Do you think the outrage and just abhorrence, I guess, reaction to this, do you think it's warranted? Do you think all of this is too much? Or what do you think? Thaddeus says, looks like Greta didn't muster enough girl power points. Maybe. Retro Nerd says, hard thing is, who do you kick off the nominations? True. But didn't a lot of people say Martin Scorsese's movie wasn't that great? Maybe he shouldn't have gotten nominated. He probably just got nominated because he's Martin Scorsese. Burning Daylighter says, it's so true. I like America, but her nomination was out of nowhere, and it was for such a minor role. I truly don't get America's nomination, and I like her a lot, but her nomination is so left of field. I don't get it. Cinnamon Roll thinks the anger is justifiable. Okay. Miss Olsen agrees with me. You think it's funny? We're just here for the drama. Marla says the movie should have gotten costumes and production design. Everything else was generous. Oh, so we have a Barbie hater in the chat. That's fine. You can feel that way. I definitely think it deserves more than just those two. I really do think... Okay, here's my thing. I think if the Oscars wants to prove that they matter, and at this point, it's not just about the Oscars having to prove relevancy. It's about the industry also having to prove why they're still relevant, because they're both one and the same. If they want to prove that the Oscars give a damn, or the Academy, the people in Hollywood, actors, producers, directors, whoever, if they still want to prove, if they care at all what audiences think, they should have given Barbie more love than they did, in my opinion. And I know it got nominated for Best Picture, I know. But the snub for Greta Gerwig is huge. It's almost like it might as well have not been nominated. That's how big of a snub that is. And I think that when a movie like Barbie And other movies too that didn't get nominated, but we're just talking about Barbie here, that had such a massive impact culturally, significantly. I mean, we're going to talk about freaking Hillary Clinton who felt like they had to weigh in. We've heard so many people, very prominent people, have to weigh in on Barbie and how it was affected, just acceptance of, female-led kind of movies and whatever. And I just think that this movie had more of an impact than 99% of the movies that tend to get Best Picture nominations and even wins. How many times do you hear about a movie that won Best Picture, even just recently, like within 5 years ago, and you're like, oh, I've never heard of that? Or it's a movie that no one even talks about anymore, or no one remembers, no one references, but at the time, the industry people, the industry elites that go to these award shows, they at the time decided this was just the movie that everyone just had to love for whatever reason, even though no one's going to talk about it and like 99% of the world has never even seen it or heard of it. How do you expect the Academy to continue to be relevant into the foreseeable future if you want to disrespect movies that people actually care about just because they're popular and successful? And I do think that Barbie was good enough on its own, regardless of its impact on culture or whatnot, to have warranted the more nominations like Greta. I do think Greta deserved it because I do think the movie itself is good enough for Greta to get the nomination. And I disagree that I think this movie's getting treated like, again, like I said, it's getting treated like a Marvel movie. It's getting treated like just another blockbuster, when I think this movie actually had more to say and had more of an important impact than 99, maybe I'm being, okay, maybe not 99%, but I would say at least 75% of like recent Oscar nominations within the past few years, as the Oscars has gotten increasingly niche. All I'm saying is, okay, do you guys remember like a few years ago when Nomadland won? No, you didn't. But like most of you in my chat are like, what the heck is Nomadland, or has never seen it. I've seen Nomadland. It was Chloe Zhao's movie that won. But I bet you most of you have probably never heard of it or never seen it. And people don't talk about it. It's not even like a well-respected movie within the industry that voted for it to win. It's not even a movie that crowd even talks about anymore. No one brings up Nomadland. No one references it. No one thinks of it as like something you should study at a college or anything. It's just something that they all decided for a few months was the best thing in the world, and then everyone forgot about it. So this is what I'm talking about when I say like why are the Oscars losing relevancy? It's because they continue to want to uplift movies like Nomadland, and they want to, turn their nose at movies like Barbie. That's my opinion. And yes, I know Oppenheimer is also super popular and successful, and it's probably going to win Best Picture. But it's only getting that pass because it's Christopher Nolan. That is the only reason it's getting a pass. It's because he's bringing his indie film cred with him. If it wasn't him, if it was some other more commercial director, I don't think Oppenheimer would be getting this kind of heat. That's just my opinion. Jorge Barrios, thank you so much for the super chat. This Oscar snub will only make Margot more popular, and Gerwig is about to see Barbie be #1 movie downloaded again. Well, I hope so. I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of worried that all of this backlash against it, because there are so many people, particularly on Twitter, that are like so annoyed by this backlash against the snub, that I'm actually wondering if all of this will hurt the movie getting any nominations. Like, there are certain shoo-ins for this movie that I feel like it definitely should win, like Best Production Design, for example. But I feel like people might be so against this movie now, like it might even lose Best Production Design, which would be ridiculous. Or maybe neither I'm Just Ken or Billy's song wins Best Original Song. Like, I feel like there's that much hate against this movie now that Barbie might walk away with nothing. And I think that's really sad, because I think it deserves more, because I do think it's that good on its own. Josh says the Academy is the only one that put Barbie in adapted screenplay. Even the WGA Awards put an original screenplay. Exactly, Josh. I feel like the Academy has had it against this movie for a long time. Like, we should have seen the signs when they wanted to move the screenplay to best adapted. And we should have seen the signs when, like, the BAFTAs, was it? That didn't even, like, give Barbie the time of day. We should have seen the signs. But it's still disappointing. Georgie says Barbie was great for the first 30 minutes, went downhill after that. Oh, I disagree. I really like that movie. It's so funny how things work. I feel like people were so positive and kind about Barbie when it came out, and then now there's all this like, oh, actually, I hated Barbie. It's like, why do we do this every time? But anyway, the other reactions to this, because I haven't even gotten to all of the reactions yet. So, of course, Ryan Gosling, who got a nomination, and then Margot didn't. So a lot of people were like, how did Ken get a nomination but Barbie didn't? Again, I don't even feel like Margot needed to be nominated. But to be fair, I also don't think Ryan deserved to be nominated either. I don't think there was really a single performance that stood out to me. I felt like it was very much an ensemble piece. But anyway, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but he did say he was extremely honored to be nominated by his colleagues. But that there is no Ken without Barbie, and there's no Barbie movie without Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie. No recognition could be possible for anyone in this film without their talent. To say that I'm disappointed that they are not nominated in their respective categories would be an understatement. Basically just saying, thank you for nominating me, but I'm sorry. That's basically what he said. On one hand, it kind of sucks that he has to apologize for getting an Oscar nomination. This should be something that he's super proud of and super excited about, and should be like screaming to the heavens like, oh, look, I'm an Oscar nominee again, because this is his third time actually. But he can't. He has to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Because so many people are upset about this. So it sucks for him that he can't even like be openly happy about being Oscar nominated for a third time. But also it was kind of nice of him to like make a note saying like, hey, I would be nothing without Greta and Margot, and I agree. Maybe it's just, I don't care. I don't care if no one else agrees with me. I don't think, as good as Ryan was in this movie, I don't think he was like amazing. Everyone keeps saying he was like the scene stealer, and I'm just like, I thought he was as good as like everyone else in the film. I didn't think he was like super special either way. Even though I did like the I'm Just Ken song. So I do think it's nice that he did give them a nice shout out, because he would be nothing without those two. So yeah, it's just a weird situation all the way around. America Ferrera didn't necessarily apologize, but she did also say that she was sad that, in fact, let's go to it. America Ferrera also had a statement. She said, Greta has done just about everything that a director could do to deserve it. What Margot achieved as an actress is truly unbelievable. So she did say that she was disappointed, but that she was happy to be nominated. Basically the same thing that Ryan said. Again, it sucks that she even has to say, sorry, I'm nominated, in a way. And again, I still think it's weird that she's even nominated. Again, out of all of the cast, if I thought any actor should be nominated, I did think it was Margot. But, like, definitely not America. No offense to America, but, like, she had one decent scene to deliver a monologue that she didn't even write. So if the Academy really liked that monologue so much, then they should have just nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, which is what they did. So, I don't know. Or maybe give Greta the award for directing that scene, but giving America that award for just delivering the words for one scene, I don't know. I think this is a little ridiculous and out of pocket. And it is kind of random in a way that I feel like Jamie Lee Curtis's nomination was weird and out of pocket. But I like America a lot more than Jamie Lee Curtis, so I don't care. Yeah, a lot of why her. Why? Jorge Barrios, thank you so much for the super chat. Barbie should win for set design. When's the last time we saw a set so massive built physically? I saw the set video on YouTube and it's impressive. Yeah, if Barbie doesn't win best set design, I truly think the Academy just hates Barbie. Because that's like the one category that it should definitely win. It should be like hands down, no competition. Because as pretty as some of the other movies are, and I know Poor Things has crazy set design too, but like Barbie is the poster child for like how you do set design for a movie or a modern blockbuster these days. Like it cannot lose that category. I'd be so pissed off if it lost that category. I'm not gonna lie. Burning Daylighters, since they love monologues so much, why wasn't Mia Goth nominated for Pearl? Well, I thought Mia Goth did a fantastic job the entire movie. I thought Mia Goth was also unjustly snubbed. I don't think... I thought Mia Goth brought more to that movie than America brought to this one. It's more than just one monologue. She actually had, like, more to do the whole movie. Yeah, Mia Goth was totally snubbed. Nagisa says there should be more internet community-driven award shows because that would be more fun, like the anime community does for anime. Well, that's why I think, you know what award show gets amazing viewership? The Video Game Awards. The Video Game Awards gets, like, I'm not even kidding, it gets, like, 4 times the amount of viewership. Maybe even 5 times the amount of viewership that the Oscar gets at this point. Like, it trumps any other award show when it comes to viewership. And you know why the Video Game Awards does so well? It's not just that video games are more relevant than movies right now, because they are. But it's because they actually nominate things that people care about and use and play. It's not just some circle jerk for industry snobs that only want to nominate things that their friends made or that they think is, you know, of taste, when they just want to ignore what everyone else in the rest of the world actually likes to watch. And then they wonder why no one wants to come to the theater anymore to watch their stuff. That's why the Video Game Awards actually does well. It's because they nominate things that people actually play with and see. And, like, makes an impact on culture. People actually want to watch because they're like, oh, did my favorite game win? And it's not just like, oh, did that game that, like, I don't know, a dozen developers got to play win? Which is kind of like what the equivalent is for the Oscars. You know what I mean? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Helixir says the Video Game Awards has its own issues though, because it's mainly used as a vehicle to advertise new games. That's not an issue. That's a bonus, Helixir. That's what the Oscars should be doing. The Oscars should be about, half the Oscars should be about just advertising for movies that they want you to see for the rest of the year. So the Oscars this year, there should be like, why isn't the Deadpool 3 trailer premiering during the Oscars if they really care about viewership? Why isn't the next Dune trailer premiering there? Or the Despicable Me trailer premiering there? Or the first Wicked teaser premiering there? That's what the Oscars should be. If you want to get people to care, have stuff that people actually care about be there. Like, I just think it's pretty obvious. Shelly Lee says, we actually just had the Video Game Awards a few weeks ago, and I believe hold on, let me look up. I'm pretty sure the Video Game Awards got like over 100 million views. Let me see. Video Game Awards viewership. Yes, y'all. Oh, this is from last year. But the viewership, yeah, for December 7th Video Game Awards, it got 118 million views. 118 million views. Now, let me look up the viewership for the Oscars in 2023. Oscars 2023 viewership. 18.7. So literally the Video Game Awards got 100 million more viewers than the Oscars. 100 million more viewers than the Oscars. So obviously people are still willing to watch award shows. It's not just that the award show format is dated. It's the fact that people don't care about what's getting nominated because they likely haven't seen it. And when something popular does get nominated, it gets disrespected, like with Barbie. You have to be a Nolan to get something popular to be respected. And I think that's going to be the death of the Oscars. That's my opinion. Jorge, again, thank you so much for the super chat. This is like when Leo was snubbed from the Titanic. You know, I wasn't around for that, but, you know, I imagine that was probably pretty shocking. I still can't believe they would have done that for him. I mean, to be fair, I think it probably energized Leo to really fight for an Oscar. That's why he did so many Oscar bait projects after that. But hey, at least he got his Oscar eventually. Um, Shelley Lee, are not the People's Choice still a thing? I'm saying, like, we need something more that's more prestigious than a People's Choice, but, like, was still willing to nominate things that are not just something that only appeals to a very small group of people. Like, there's got to be something in between. Oh, God. Georgie just says people want to see another slap. You know what? If another slap happens, maybe the ratings will go up. Anyway, other reactions to Barbie. So Simu Liu, of course, he had to weigh in. I think he just wanted his name in the press. And then Hillary Clinton. Hillary freaking Clinton. Of course, Hillary Clinton was like, oh no, not my white feminism. It's under attack. I gotta say something. So this is what she said. Greta and Margot. While it can sting to win the box office but not take home the gold, your millions of fans love you. You're making so much more than enough. Hashtag Hillary Barbie. Hashtag Hillary Barbie. So I'm wondering, is Hillary Clinton trying to tie her presidential loss to Gerwig and Margot not getting nominated? Is this her, like, way, Hillary Barbie, of being like, it's okay, Greta, I understand what happened to you. Because this is what happened to me. Is that why she's involved in this? Why would she tie her name to Barbie like this? Is she thinking she's, like, the Barbie in this situation? Like, the one everyone thought would get the nomination and then just didn't? Is this what she's doing? Elixir says American politics is so funny. This is like something out of a Veep episode. I love Veep. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. This is something Selena Meyer would totally say. I'm just saying. Hashtag Hillary Barbie. Oh man, this is like, I don't know if it's Pokemon Go to the polls or hashtag Hillary Barbie is more cringe. Both of those are like just heightened levels of extra cringe here. You know what Hillary should be worrying about? Hillary should be worrying about why his husband was in those Epstein papers. That's what Hillary should be worrying about, not talking about Barbie. Yeah, I said it. If somebody's got to say it, because people moved on too quick. Josh says it's giving Pokemon Go to the polls energy. Yes. Exactly. Thank you. It's exactly giving that energy. Georgie says Hillary should stop worrying about pop culture, worrying about her husband. Exactly, Georgie. Thank you. She's worrying about the wrong person here. I know South Park has to cover this, right? Or SNL. Oh, God. Can you imagine the SNL skit about this? Like, why? Why? And also her using the term enough is just crazy. Just crazy. Hillary is pure cringe. Yeah. This is why I'm saying I think all of this backlash to these Oscar snubs, I think it could really potentially hurt Barbie getting any wins, because I just see so many people turning against this movie in real time, even people who liked it, which is sad. So we'll see. I just think it needs at least best production design. If it doesn't get best production design, that just means the Academy truly turned against this movie, and that's sad. At least to me. I think she actually cares. What, you think Hillary actually cares? Does she? But anyway, I just had to bring that up because I thought that was crazy and wild. I was like, why in the world is Hillary Clinton involved in this? But anyway, so some other Oscar snubs. So there's no Leo for Killers. There's no Zac Efron. A lot of people were hoping he would get one for Iron Claw, but no. No TMNT for Best Animated Film. Of course, no Greta Lee or Margot Robbie for Best Actress. And a couple of other major snubs. Also, no Best Spider-Verse for Original Score. I'm surprised that Spider-Verse... Well, not surprised. Again, it's the Academy. But Spider-Verse should have gotten more than just one nomination. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would say these nominations overall were not that great. I think there were a lot of snubs, a lot of weird nominations, a lot of just strange stuff this time around. I don't know. I'm not happy with these nominations. Any other snubs you guys want to talk about or mention? Oh my god, Cheetah Viper says Hillary assassin Barbie calling hits on people. So is Hillary Clinton assassination Barbie? What? FBI agent who's watching this, we're just talking jokes. Dorian says Spider-Verse should also get all the nominations. You know what? I wish that a animated film would have gotten a Best Picture nomination, especially since both The Boy and the Heron and Spider-Verse got amazing critic scores and like were beloved by everyone, but they could only get relegated to Best Animated Feature. I really feel like it's the Academy again just turning their nose at animation, and I think that really sucks, because I think at least one of those films deserve to be in the Best Picture category. Well, let's get to the Best Animated since we talked about it. Because again, Spider-Verse only got one Oscar nomination, which really sucks. I think it deserved more than that. But I kind of like the Best Feature category overall. So Nimona got nominated, which is great. So did Elemental. So. I probably would have put Suzume in there instead of Elemental. The Boy and the Heron, Robot Dreams. I don't even know what Robot Dreams is. And then Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So I kind of like this list overall. I'm really happy that Nimona got some recognition just because it hasn't been getting consistent recognition from awards so far. So that makes me happy. And again, I do have to point out that Nimona could have been Disney's. Nimona was something that was created under Fox. And then when Disney bought Fox, they could have owned Nimona too, but they were like too scared to deal with it. So they jettisoned it. Netflix took over. And now Netflix gets the Oscar nomination instead of Disney. So Disney should have kept the movie because it was much better than Wish. Honestly, it was much better than Elemental too. I thought Nimona was better than any Disney movie last year. So I think that was their loss, to be honest. Anyone surprised by this Best Animated Feature category? Any surprises? Anything you want to say here? Jorge Barrios, thank you again for the super chat. I could have sworn I saw Godzilla was nominated. It's nominated for Best Visual Effects. That's the only nomination it got. Okay, Josh also has no idea what Robot Dreams is. So I'm glad it's not just me. Thaddeus says the last time an animated movie got a Best Picture nomination was Beauty and the Beast in 1991 because the Best Animated Picture category didn't exist yet. I agree. I do know that. But I just don't like that it's so rare. Like the last time we got that was Up, right? Wasn't Up the last animated movie that got nominated for Best Picture? Come on, we've had so many amazing animated films that have been much better than Up since then that just are not getting the same attention, and I think that sucks. Honestly, I think Up has an amazing first, 10 minutes, but the rest of the movie is not as good as the first 10 minutes. Josh says Disney made a mistake trying to destroy Nimona. They really did. But anyway, other things that got nominated. So again, I did say Godzilla got its one nomination and they partied hard. Look at this. They were very happy. I'm so happy for them, especially since apparently there were only 35 people in the whole team that were able to do the visual effects. So they worked their butts off. They deserved it. Also, Christopher Nolan got his Best Directing nomination. He's definitely most likely going to win this. There's only one woman nominated here, again, because Greta wasn't nominated. So at least they got one woman. That's nice, but it sucks that I guess the Academy still feels like they can only do one woman at a time, I guess. I don't know. That sucks. Then we have Cillian, who was nominated for his first Oscar. I definitely think he's likely to take it. Same with Robert Downey Jr., so I'm happy for him. I think this is probably going to be more for a career award for all of the Marvel and, other things that he's done, but mainly a career award, so I don't think this is just going to be for Oppenheimer, but I still think he's going to win. And then I'm Just Ken got nominated, so this is technically Ryan Gosling's second nomination for Barbie. Again, I'm still really mad that Peaches did not get a nomination. I think Peaches got robbed. Peaches totally deserved a nomination. It sucks that it's not here. But at least Billy's song made it. I think that's the one most likely to win here. Though I can see I'm Just Kidding making a surprise win here. So we'll see. I think it's between Gosling and Billy, but we'll see. Again, it should have been Peaches. Jessica H says one woman at a time. I guess that's how it goes. I don't know. Dorian agrees RDJ deserves. Yeah, I think it's definitely his time. TD Wood says Netflix only distributes Nimona, not Make It. I know that. I'm saying Netflix took over Nimona because Disney didn't want it. Honestly, what I'm mostly upset about is the fact that we're not going to see Jack Black perform Peaches at the Academy. Like, he probably is going to... Well, no. He didn't do it. I was going to say maybe he was going to perform it at the Golden Globes, but... Sorry. He didn't. He really... I'm so disappointed. I wanted to see him in that Bowser costume, singing it out on his piano, screaming in the microphone. I wanted the whole thing. Again, that would have been a really nice moment in the show to boost ratings, but no. They were like, we can't have too much fun here. But anyway, some other things that got nominated. Barbie and Oppenheimer are both nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. So we have a bit of a Barbenheimer moment. Obviously, I think this is probably going to go to Oppenheimer, but I wish Barbie could have stayed an original because I think it probably could have won there, but it's going to lose here to Oppenheimer because the Academy loves Oppenheimer. Overall, this is the Best Picture list. We have Barbie, Maestro, Past Lives, Poor Things, Oppenheimer, The Holdovers, American Fiction, Anatomy of the Fall, Zone of Interest, and Killers of the Flower Moon. So again, I think this list is okay. I don't think this is the Oscars' strongest year. I don't think it's their weakest. I think it's an okay year. I think Oppenheimer's going to win everything. It's probably going to sweep the whole award show. Maybe if whatever Oppenheimer doesn't win, I think Poor Things will probably win. And Barbie's probably going to walk away with like maybe one award because the Academy seems to have really turned against it. Those are my predictions. What do you guys think? Shelley Lee says, no, Barbie will win adapted. Oh, you think Barbie will actually win adapted? I would personally love that. If that happened, I'd be so happy. Thaddeus agrees Oppenheimer's definitely winning Best Picture. Yeah. Shelley Lee says, me too. I really wanted to see Jack Black sing Peaches. Same. It could have been a whole moment. Blue Gecko Nerd says, Dua Dancing That Away was a banger. It should have been nominated. Yeah, that's another movie that, another song that was snubbed. Dua's song for Barbie. I guess they didn't want to give Barbie 3 nominations in one category. I don't know. But yeah, Dua's song didn't get nominated either. Arvin, of course, is saying Jonathan Majors was snubbed. You know what? Maybe he deserved an Oscar for that video of him trying to stop that high school fight. Maybe he should have been nominated for that. But anyway, I do have WTF news I want to share, and it's actually about Coachella. Because apparently Coachella is not selling well this year. For the first time this decade, Coachella saw the slowest sales, as tickets for the first weekend are still available. In previous years, they sold out within hours. So I thought this was interesting. I love music. I don't talk about music much, but these are who is performing at Coachella. I'm curious to see why no one's buying tickets for it. Lana Del Rey I don't listen to, but I know she has a big audience. I like some of Tyler, the Creator's music, but I don't know. Is he still in his peak like he used to be? I don't think so. And then Doja Cat went crazy in the past year, so I think she lost a lot of fans. I don't know. Are you guys... Is anyone excited for some of these people here at Coachella? Are you guys surprised that it's not selling well? Do you guys think the slate is strong, or do you think it's weak? Ruru think it's overpriced. It could just be too expensive. That's true. Andy wants a Razzie for Jonathan Majors. That's funny. Yeah, it could just be that it's expensive, and I think we're kind of going into a recession, maybe. So, is Renee Rapp here? Is her name here? I didn't see. Personally, I only see like a couple people that I'm actually into. Like, I'll see. I like Grimes. I like. Oh yeah, Renee Rapp is here. Okay, I'll see Renee. I like Victoria Monet. I like Sabrina Carpenter. I like John Batiste. I like a few of these people, but not a lot. What do you guys think? Anyone listen to any of these people? Anyone care about these people? Cowboy thinks it's overrated. Oh, Maiden didn't even know this was a thing anymore. Okay. How much are tickets? I have no idea, but aren't they usually like $1,000 or something? Like, they're not cheap. Kanye would have sold out. Well, apparently, what's her name? Shakira. Shakira wanted to headline and they turned her down. I think Shakira probably could have sold this out. Honestly, music was not good in 2023. Yeah, I have to agree. I was really disappointed by a lot of releases. And I was disappointed by Ariana Grande's latest song too. Like, I did not like Yes and. Did you guys like her new song? I was disappointed. Seems like most of you are like, to this list. Yeah, maybe there's just not a good lineup. But anyway, I'm curious to see what some of these performances are like. But that's it. That's my show for today. That's all I have for you. Again, I am going to have a show on Friday at 1 p.m. as usual. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about yet, but I'll let you guys know. Thank you so much for coming to my show and talking to me. This was a really fun discussion. Thank you for being engaged. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys more on Friday.